Hello everyone, my name is Dynasty and this is my hot button behavior plan. So for my code of ethics, I have these 6 code of ethics, basically, committing to treating each child with kindness, providing a learning environment that encourages curiosity, advocating for the best interests of all children, maintaining honesty, transparency, and professionalism of all interactions with children, their families, and colleagues. To recognize that families are the child's first and most important teachers. So it's important to seek and to work in partnerships with the family. I'm reflecting regularly on my practice to make sure I'm improving teaching to better meet the needs of all children. Children have the right to feel safe. They have the right to be heard, and they have the right to be treated with respect. Every child, both physically and emotionally, should feel safe in the classroom. They should feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and their feelings, knowing that they are being respected and they are being cared for. And every child has the right to be treated with kindness and dignity, to feel like they belong, no matter where they come from, what they look like, or how different they may seem to others. So for my hot button behaviors, I had laughing while being disciplined, refusal to follow directions, and disrespectful interactions. So laughing while being disciplined. This could be they are persisting to do the behavior that you want to stop. And as you're trying to positively reinforce them, they are just not taking you seriously and they're laughing. So this behavior makes me feel annoyed and induces stress. This can cause me to become less tolerant of minor misbehavior, and the behavior impacts my relationship with the child and the family, because if the family is dismissive, then the behavior will continue and can cause a hostile environment where both the child, cannot reach our full potential. Refusal to follow directions. This behavior just makes me feel tired and drained because it takes away from the enrichment of my interactions with other students, because I have to keep addressing this behavior towards this one child. This can lead to long periods of isolating the child as discipline, and since they refuse to participate and follow directions. And this can lead to a strained relationship with the child, as I will be less patient with them, and can further lead to a less or negative family interactions if the parents might feel upset that their child ends up in trouble a lot. So some disrespectful interactions, that includes hitting, kicking, using unkind words towards your peers, towards teachers, and this behavior leaves me feeling frustrated. And this frustration can lead to a reactive approach, such as raising my voice, which can lead to a confrontational response that might escalate the situation even further. So this behavior can be a result of a deeper issue, but can also still cause tension between the family and I. Moving on to behavioral management. So before the behavior occurs, you want to prevent and build a relationship with the child. And you can do that by building a relationship with the child's family, having open discussions about cultural norms, family expectations, and any behavioral concerns. Understanding the child's family, cultural context, and history, respecting and integrating that family's cultural practices into the classroom by modeling role-playing to show how to handle certain situations. You can set clear and simple expectations for behavior from the start. Use visuals, songs, stories to explain classroom expectations. You want to reinforce positive behaviors by acknowledging and praising effort, not just the income. So it's important to give positive reinforcement for things that they are trying to do, not just because, they did it. So no single environment strategy will be sufficient for deterring misbehavior. But if you apply multiple strategies in a consistent manner, it's a far more efficient and effective approach than responding after the fact. So during the behavior, you want to immediately respond and regulate. So for example, recognizing that laughing might be a response or nervous of discomfort, acknowledge the behavior without reacting emotionally. When children are refusing to follow directions, offer limited choices to encourage cooperation. Break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Use a calm and firm voice, offering guidance without being punitive. And disrespectful interactions. Model respectful behavior and appropriate communication. Restate that the behavior with understanding. Maintain a calm demeanor and consistently redirect the behavior. Avoid shaming and, again, punitive responses. And, of course, self-regulating in the moments of frustration. Just pause and take a deep breath. Physically ground yourself. Understand that young children have limited self-regulation skills, and use empathy to guide your responses. After the behavior occurred, reflect. Self-care after the incident. Take a moment to breathe and reset. Think about how you handled the situation. Did your responses align with the children's needs? Were you able to stay calm and consistent? Reflect about learning. Take time to think about the underlying reason for this behavior. Reflect on what strategies worked and what didn't. Could you have communicated the expectations more clearly, or could you have provided more support during the behavior? Discuss the behavior with other educators to gather additional strategies and insights. If needed, reach out to the child's family for insight into the behavior. And then for further strategies, if that is not working, consult with the child psychologist or behavioral specialist. So does this plan align with the Code of Ethics and the children's rights? Yes. The behavior management plan is grounded in the principles of respect, empathy, and understanding. The plan emphasizes respect for each child's individual needs and cultural background. We prioritize the emotional safety of children and respond with empathy and support. These strategies used are tailored to young children's development stages, emphasizing understanding, redirection, and consistency. So reflecting back a broader perspective, one key takeaway is the understanding that behavior is often a form of communication. Okay, preschoolers may not have fully developed language skills or emotional regulation abilities. So when they act out, it's often because they're trying to express something that they can't verbalize. So behavior is a way for children to indicate what's going on inside. And also reflecting back on the caregivers' roles, caregivers aren't just there to guide or control the behaviors. They are pivotal in helping young children develop emotional regulation, empathy, and social skills. So an important aspect I hadn't fully considered before is the importance of understanding the child's background and cultural context and integrating it into the education field. So a letter to myself. Dear Dynasty and fellow educators, as we work together with young children, I've been reflecting on how to respond to those who may be labeled as troublemakers. So after reading the book Troublemakers, I realized that these children's behaviors are often a form of communication, not an intentional disruption. So rather than focusing on stopping the bad behaviors, I now approach these situations with curiosity and empathy. When I encounter challenging behavior, I aim to pause and understand what the child might be trying to express, whether it's frustration, a need for attention, or an unmet emotional need. These behaviors are often a sign of a deeper issue, like feeling unheard or unsafe. The more upset you are and the more attention you give to the behavior, the more likely the behavior will continue. So by responding to difficult behaviors with patient understanding and collaboration with families, we can better support each child's growth and emotional development. So let's continue to approach all our students, especially those with challenges, with empathy and an open mind. So thank you for watching my presentation, and here are my references.